Hi guys, welcome to Dial In, the first episode of the Do It Alone list, and yeah, I'm just so excited. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. So, as I said, I think it's up on the wee Instagram page now. But this podcast is a project for university. I'm doing a module on solo performance, and it just got me thinking. I was like, I am actually quite uncomfortable being on my own in normal everyday life. So kind of weird that I'm really drawn to this idea of solo performance. And I was like, well, a real modern day example of solo performance is a podcast, because you can literally sit like I'm sitting right now, just me and my camera and this microphone that was 20 quid on Amazon, and just say whatever you want. So I thought that was really interesting, and then I thought, I was like, well, why don't I explore doing stuff by myself, because I feel like I can. I feel like the thought of doing things on my own has always sort of stressed me out and stopped me from doing stuff that I actually do want to do. And who has time for that? I'm grown. I'm 22. Do you know? I can't just be held back because I'm scared. Do you know? So that is sort of just my I don't know, my wee intro on why am I even doing this in the first place. Not because I think I particularly have anything super important to say, but just, I don't know, I think people are scared to do stuff alone. I know I'm not the only one. So I thought, yeah, sharing this and doing this, and it has already pushed me to try things that I literally would have never tried ever before. So yeah. Without further ado, let's get into episode 1. Today we're going to be talking about flying. Which is so exciting. I feel like that is one of the common ones that people are like, oh my goodness, imagine getting a flight somewhere alone. And I've imagined. This is one of the things that I didn't do specifically for this video. This has already happened in my life. There's different things throughout this limited series that I'm doing for the first time, and then I'm coming on here and reviewing it. This I've done, and I'm finally ready to share my experience. So let me take you back. I was 18 years old. I had literally just finished my A-levels, and I was going to work at a summer camp in America, and in Missouri, which is in the butt crack of nowhere, literally nowhere. And I had to get there, and there's no flights direct there, obviously, because people aren't going there from here. No hate, all love, Kansas City's great, but people aren't flying directly, so there's no direct flights. And this is my first flight I ever had to do alone, and I was gonna have to do 2 connecting flights. So already my expectation going in, as an anxious 18-year-old, I was well, I'm probably just gonna die. I didn't, thank goodness, but I was quite stressed about it. And it was one of those things I couldn't ever picture myself doing it. I couldn't visualize myself being on a plane by myself, and me being in an airport by myself, because that just wasn't how was I ever gonna do that? But I mean, I did. So I went with my mum to Dublin Airport. I was teary goodbye, dropped off, got on my first flight from Dublin to Dallas in Texas. Total success. It was great. I met a girl in the airport, and she was flying to America for the first time, by herself, and that was great. We had a good wee chat, and we were really able to bond. It was really nice. Had a really relaxing time before my flight, and then on the plane I was I'm slaying this. I actually took a picture in the bathroom, a wee mirror selfie, to be look at me doing it. Hashtag I can overcome all my fears. And I just was so like, I've literally got this down. Like, I am the greatest success ever seen to flying alone. So I get to Dallas. I get to my gate. Flight's delayed. Flight's cancelled. And all of a sudden, I'm an 18-year-old girl in Dallas, Texas, alone at like 9 p.m. I was so terrified. I remember going to like the help desk and like looking back and seeing the line of people all the way down the airport. Like, it was cartoonish. It was so long. It was so scary. And honestly, like, I actually have no idea how I did it. And like the time difference, like I'm trying to like, I didn't want to like text my mom and like freak her out, but my mom was like fast asleep. It's like 3 a.m. Like, I can't get a hold of her. I'm like texting my boss in America, but like, I don't know what to do. And I've never met him. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't have his phone number. Like, I didn't, like, it was honestly so stressful. We were trying to message on like Slack or something. It was so stressful. So anyway, my boss from the camp called the airport and was like, there's a little girl alone in your airport. Please help her. And this man came and found me in the line. And so I'd been through the line. I got my ticket for a hotel and a taxi there and back, and my flight for the next day. And they told me it was the exact same flight for the same time next day. So my flight was at like 7 p.m. And they said, it's the same flight tomorrow. And I said, thank you very much, through the brink of tears. And this man, bless his heart, so he was obviously like a security staff or something. I, like, honestly, if I've ever met an angel, it is this man. And he took me to like the little shop because all the restaurants were closed. So he took me to like this little shop and got me like, I can't even remember what I picked out. I think I picked out like apple juice and shortbread because I was like, I don't know what to eat. Like, I feel so sick. Like, I don't know what I want. And he was walking me to the door of the airport and he was like, are you sure you want to go? And I was like, I don't really have another choice. Like, what else am I going to do? And he was like, well, you could just stay in the airport overnight. And I was like, I don't really know if I should do that. And he was like, well, listen, if you leave the airport, I can't do anything for you. But if you stay here, we can look after you and we can watch out for you. And honestly, that sounded 10 times more appealing than trying to get to a hotel that I didn't know where it was and then get a taxi the next day over. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to stay here overnight. I was like, I'm literally going to be in the airport for like 24 hours. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm going to lose my mind. And then he took me to like, it was this like lounge thing, but it was all open. Like, so it was on, like, the airport was like this big open space, and then they had like the shops down below, but like on top of the shops, like roofs were like, was this like open balcony thing. So it wasn't like, because I remember telling my mom about this and I was like, he's taking me to a lounge, and she was like, what? And I was like, no, like, it's literally like, it's public, like everyone can see, like, it's all good. It wasn't creepy. And he took me to the lounge and he was like, okay, like, I'm on till this time, and when the next guy comes, like, I'll bring him up here and I'll introduce you so like you can meet him and it won't be like scary, and he'll look after you and blah blah blah. And he was like, and like, that's the camera, like, we can like see, like, if you need help, like, let us know. I was like, Mommy. And he was like, oh, can I see your ticket? And I was like, yeah. And I showed him my ticket. He goes, your flight's for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I was like, what? And he's like, your flight's for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I was like, that's great, because they told me 7 p.m. So I literally would have missed my flight if I left the airport. Like, honestly, every time I tell this story, I'm like, actually, like, it is a miracle I'm not dead. Like, actually, like, God really has had his hand on my life, like, all throughout, because, like, what the heck? Like, literally, it's crazy. But anyway, so I was fine. My mum called me because she'd woken up in the middle of the night, sort of expecting a text to be like, I've arrived safely at camp. And alas, she woke up to a text that, oh, I'm stuck in the airport and I can't get over it, I'm blah, blah, blah. So we called and we chatted, and that was fine. My flight the next day was totally fine. I said goodbye to the guys, got on the flight, sat down in my wee seat, and in true American fashion, I sit down and go, classic. The fella sitting beside me was like, oh yeah, like, we finally made it. I was like, yeah girl, we did. So made it, flight was a breeze, and I got to camp and I was fine. So like, all that fuss for what? I have flown on my own many's the time since. I actually flew on my own after that trip to camp out to California to meet my family, and our flight from California back to London was cancelled, and we had to spend the night in a hotel, and like everyone was so stressed, freaking out, and I was like, guys, this is so chill because like we're all together, like what's gonna happen to the five of us? Like we're fine. When I was alone with a cancelled flight, I was not fine. This, totally manageable. And yeah, so I do really feel like my first time flying alone has equipped me, because how's it going to get worse than that? And that's not an encouragement for it to get worse. But like, I do feel like low-key I could handle it. I've flown by myself other times. So I flew out to America then by myself the year after, and I flew by myself maybe the year after as well. Yeah, I've flown to America on my own 4 times actually. The last 4 summers I've flown out by myself, and the first 3 years I flew home with my family. Yeah, because I've always met them out there. But this year was the first time I flew to America by myself and home by myself, because I was going out for my friend's wedding and I wasn't meeting my family there. They didn't get an invite. Tea. Kidding. It's not tea. They don't know her. So yeah, I've flown to Italy by myself. I've flown like across states by myself as well. So I have done, I think that is all of it. Yeah. So I have done quite a bit of flying since, so obviously hasn't really put me off. But I am, like, honestly, it was a terrible experience at first. Like, terrible. And I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. The last time I was flying to Kansas City, this summer just passed, as I arrived in Kansas City, the flight that must have been like boarding after me had been cancelled or something, because I heard everyone, like, as I was getting off the plane, talking about like what they were going to do and how they were going to go home, and like the stress in my body for these other people, because I was like, it is literally terrible. Like, it's so stressful. And it's so stressful because you're not the only one. It's like you and also like 100 other people, or like more, are also stressed because of this exact same situation, and you all want the same thing. You all want to get to your destination and you just can't. It is honestly horrific. So hopefully that doesn't put anyone off. Yeah, I don't know. I had a good time. Like, my interactions with others throughout the experience, I think, was something interesting as well, because immediately, like, a lady who I'd been chatting to at the gate, she was going to Kansas City to like see her grandkids or something, I don't know, and like she was talking to me and this other couple were talking to me, and as we were walking to the line, they were like, do you want to stay in a hotel with us, like, will we get our own place together, because this is like so stressful and I don't know where they're going to put us. So glad I didn't go with them, because that literally could have been anywhere, like that could have been anything. It could have been an offer of the kindness of their heart. And I think that's the thing that's like hard to tell when you're in a stressful situation like this, is like there probably are people who are going to take advantage of you, but there also are probably people who actually want to help and actually are being like so genuine and like want to help you. Like that guy in the airport, like that security guy, like both of those guys were so helpful to me, so reassuring to me. Like honestly, if they weren't there, I have no idea what I would do. And like even my boss, like at the camp in America, like him calling the airport for me because I had to wait in line and I couldn't go up to the desk and be like, I know I'm 18 and I'm an adult, but I feel really vulnerable. Like, you know, all of these small things, all of these small examples of like interaction and humanity that I experience, like I do really appreciate, and I really don't know how I would have coped through the situation without it, because like even though I was like alone, it helped me to feel like I wasn't, you know, in this instance when I wasn't alone by choice, you know, I was alone by like circumstance or like by need, you know. I feel like the other people who came around me, like it was so helpful, and if I didn't have them, I really don't know what I would do. So yeah, this brings us to a very exciting point in the pod, where I'm going to rate the experience on the solo scorecard. So the solo scorecard is going to rate comfort, enjoyment, and recommendation. So how comfortable did I feel flying alone? The first time, like 2. But like now, if you ask me how I felt about like flying alone, like would I be comfortable to fly alone, I'd say like an 8. Like I honestly don't know if it could get worse. My only fear, bigger than being stuck in a country with a flight cancelled, would be to be stuck in a country with my flight cancelled, but also they don't speak English, because I can't speak any other language. So I think that would make me struggle. So I think that's maybe why it's not like a 10, because like I am aware of the risks that could go wrong, but in my capability, like I feel pretty confident. I definitely do get a bit of like travel anxiety, but I think that's really normal because travel is stressful. But yeah, so I would rate comfort, how comfortable would I be doing it, I would say like an 8 out of 10. The enjoyment of flying alone, again, first time, 0. But no, I would say like a 7. Like I really enjoy doing like airports by myself and planes by myself, because like honestly I'm one of those people who like I get on the plane, headphones on, music on, movie on, like reading a book, like that is my time to catch up on all the movies that I haven't seen. This trip to America that I did just there in the summer, I watched all the Sonic like sequel. I think I watched I think it's a trilogy. There's maybe 4, but I can't remember. But anyway, I watched the Sonic movies, because when am I ever going to sit down and watch the Sonic movies if not on a plane? Think about it. So I do actually enjoy that, and I enjoy like just being able to like, yeah, like move about at my own pace, like get whatever food I want to, like sit at my gate if I want to. Do you know, like I do think it is enjoyable to travel alone sometimes. When it all goes right, it's really easy. And it has gone right most of the time that I've done it. So I would say enjoyment is like a 7 out of 10. And then lastly, would I recommend flying alone? I feel like it's kind of tough to like rate how much I'd recommend it, because like sometimes you just have to do it. I suppose I would recommend it. I would recommend it pretty highly. I would say probably like a 7, because it might be something that you have to do on your own someday. And would you not prefer to just do that now for fun and just fly by yourself somewhere for the crack and maybe feel a bit more equipped to do it? I don't know. I think I wouldn't let it hold you back. Do you know, if you get invited to something in another country and you're gonna have to fly alone, like, don't let the travel stop you. Like, genuinely, that would be my recommendation. More than a number, it's just words. So yeah, this was the first ep, and thanks for joining, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.